Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Meta HSE. We're back for week 3 of Rocket League action, so 3 more games to bring you this pretty average Sunday afternoon weather-wise. My name's Chris. I'm being joined by Midnight, and well, we start off with the SA and NT divisions here, and our first game will be Glenunga taking on St. Michael's College.
Yeah, it will, Chris, and it's going to be quite exciting. Of course, we are still kicking things off here over at Meta. It is only week 3, so some teams are still finding their feet, or wheels, I should probably say, given it's Rocket League, and other teams are still charging ahead. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Glenunga International High School, which, if memory serves me well, Chris, which it usually doesn't, Glenunga was involved in Meta since since very Meta first kicked off. They've done pretty well, as far as I can remember as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they go up against St. Michael's College. A bit of a newer team from what I remember. So it'll be very fun to see how these two teams battle it out today.
Yeah, indeed. We saw Glenunga in week 1. I think they were taking... can't remember who they were taking on exactly, but if my recollection serves me correct, I believe they won that game. So, yeah, they should be in an alright position, given the fact that there's only 6 teams in the SA and NT conference. So, yeah, it's still going to be hard for them to obviously make it past regionals into the national stage, but it's 6 teams. It can always be a little bit of a unsuspecting pit sometimes, as we get this series on the way for a best of 3. It's going to be Ravino picking up the ball early on, but he's just going to go and find some boost here. And well, he's just going to set up for Faisal early on, but Skits is able to pick up the ball and just clear it into the midfield.
Yeah, ball coming there. So we get our first demo of the game, Chris. You know how much I love seeing demos in Rocket League. Here's the ball. It's currently still under control, though this could be an opening here for Glenunga. They were dancing with the ball here, but it looks like for now it will be St. Michael still on the offense.
Yeah, looking to try and get that early goal here as Golden CD just tries to set it up, won't be able to here, so Ravino now sends a booming clear. Skits well saved off the corner. Ravino folds up the play though. Zephyr, the last minute player, but Fred Varley just steals the ball away before he can take an opportunity. Ravino, nice rotation to get back in time, denying the censoring ball play there onto Skits. And now the blue team here have to really just try and rebuild that attack up here. They get a couple of demos though, so that should be very easy for them to do here. But now St. Michael's just continue to prod at the attack. On the attack here. The defenses for Glenunga though holding out for the moment as Skits gets denied, but Gold CD eventually finds a breakthrough.
Yeah, finally found the opener. Glenunga held on the best that they could there, but Skits pulling 2 players out of position there, sets it up perfect for Golden to say thank you very much, I will handle this myself. St. Michael's now have themselves a 1-goal lead, and it's time to find out if Glenunga is going to be able to stabilize, because they need to get on the offense soon.
Yeah, they want to try and get equalised as soon as they can. They still have 3.5 minutes, so it's not the end of the world. They can't find an immediate response as Ravino brings it into the corner, sets it up for Faisal, but he's unable to get a clean line through to the net, but Zephyr keeps it into attack for the moment, but eventually Fred Varley will just push it into the midfield, but not for too long. Faisal can't keep control of the ball. Golden CD will pick it up once again here, but the ball just stuck in the midfield for the moment, it seems. Skits now just trying to push it into the goal line, but Ravino nearly there to clear it into the flanks. We'll get a good 50 as well here, but he doesn't have enough boost to carry for a second play there. So let's let the ball roll back to his teammate in Zephyr, who's going to carry it into that corner. Sets up nicely for Ravino. That's a good team pinch there, and Faisal will pick up the equaliser.
Yeah, the equalizer there is fantastic for Glenunga. So Michael, it looks good in control, but the problem is here, I don't think they were expecting the 3-man committal. Not for the ball, but for the offense there. If they could keep the ball safe, there was no defensive rotation for Glenunga, but they weren't able to keep control of the ball there. And with the equalizer, 2 minutes just over, sitting left on the clock here, both teams have got their work cut out for them to build up their leads.
Indeed, and well, Glenunga, they'll be very happy with how that pinch play went off here, but they need to hold firm for the next few moments as Zephyr tries to clear it out of his own defense. Will be able to, and actually beats out all the defenders there. So there's an open chance to center, but Fred Varley sneaks in from underneath to take the ball, gets to the goal of CD, who brings it past halfway and carries it even further into that left-hand corner. Will get boomed by Ravino, however, and he can't clear it out. Fred Varley doing some good work just to hamper the attacking work of Glenunga here. But eventually the orange side will push out here. Ravino, nice little play just to slow down the ball and get it into that corner again, but it just can't carry it towards the front of the net here. Ball just staying outside the penalty box for the moment. And for Glenunga, they just seem to never get past the corners, really.
Yeah, a bit of a slower phase in here. This could be something opening, but Skit's not able to make that kind of shot work out. But a scrap around the midfield there. Skits once again has the ball. This could be good, but not sure of the control. The demo comes through, but it simply wasn't enough. Freevad, can Fred do it? He dances over the ball there. One more follow-up will do it, but Ravino gets the clear, and Glenunga continue to hold on.
Yeah, that first attempt was so clean. Getting Ravino demoed would pretty much open up the net, but they just sent it wide, and well, they were able to recover their Glenunga, just get the scamper defense up, and well, Ravino, quite fittingly, he gets a last save on that passage of play. So Glenunga hold firm here, and then looking for a counter. Skits, good save there, but the ball's still in the danger zone here, eventually taken out by Skits. Once again, he goes for a roof play, but he loses control. Actually forces out a fake, but Ravino, nice tap there. Good bump to keep the ball going forward there from Faisal. Can he finish off the play? No, he can't. Gets a demo though, and that could be the lead for Zephyr and Glenunga.
That is a beautiful 1-2 punch there. I'm not sure if the demo was fully intended, but that the defense was gone. Skits just was not in the position because you don't really account for that demo play to come through. Makes the shot nice and easy, and now Glenunga have the lead with 45 seconds to go. Does St. Michael's have the openings to try and drag this into overtime? It looks like maybe, but they've got to get better control of the ball than a play like that.
Yeah, just giving it straight back over to Ravino here. Faisal just loses control, but Ravino still picks up the ball. He has an open net. Can he just line it through? Skits last man there. No, he can't get there in time. And that will be the security goal with 28 seconds remaining. Glenunga might have just tied up game one.
1, 2, and 3 getting past them there. Ravino did a beautiful job dribbling that ball, getting it open. And now 28 seconds. I think game number 1 in our best of 3, Chris, is likely to go to Glenunga because purely on the basis of that beautiful play by Ravino just before.
Yeah, and Ravino now involved in both of those pretty impressive goals here. Was obviously the pinch play that got the the 1-goal lead, and then that was the equaliser, my apologies, and then obviously getting that solid play, which actually came from that mistake from Faisal. He left the ball, and well, luckily for Ravino, he had the heads up. He went for the backboard play. There was no one in front of him. And well, he just got a pretty sweet goal from it here. But in saying that though, the defense from their opposition in St. Michael's hasn't been that bad. They've just pretty much been caught out with that pinch play, and then with a Ravino just fooling him out from that mistake. So there's still a lot of good stuff here for the Red Baron side of St. Michael's, but they do need to maybe capitalize a bit more on their attack. I mean, they had an open net that could have gotten the lead back, but they just sent it a little bit too wide, and then the Glenunga defense just rallied around that mistake. So, yes, there's a few areas for Red Barons to improve on, but mostly for them, they've already got the pieces. They just need to weave them together.
Yeah, and again, as I said at the start of the cast here, Chris, what we've got to remember is that these are still high school players. They're still, you know, they've got a million things on their plate, as I'm sure we all remember from high school. If you're in the phase that I am, where that's you know, a couple of phases behind you in your life. And I know some of the teams. I don't know about these two teams in particular, but they just have, you know, a couple of players at school who want to play the game, and they get thrown right into it. And we'll see, you know, a bit of fun with your mates. It's a bit different than what I used to do, which was playing, you know, Warcraft 3 on the schoolyard on our netbooks. You know, that was my gaming experiences. Oh my lord, are we gonna start the game with early? Not really. As Fred has a follow-up though, is it gonna be enough? Doesn't have the angle, but is that the setup? Unfortunately, Skits couldn't get the connection.
Oh, that was such a hard one for him to get as well. That was just an impressive save here, but the defenses continue to work here for Glenunga. Ravino once again, right spot there to just clear it out, and eventually the reset comes through as well here. So that was what I was talking about with St. Michael's. They need to take those opportunities, but this time they nearly did everything right. It was just an unbelievable save here from Glenunga that denied them the goal. So St. Michael's will be kicking themselves once again here, but full credit to Glenunga. They have completely saved themselves here, and Ravino, he wins the 50-50 with complete ease at the other end of the field to get the first one here in game 2.
And that defense from Glenunga, I feel like threw St. Michael's a little bit there. They were expecting the goal after committing everything to the offense, and then after a failed offense because they just couldn't get past the shield wall of Glenunga, they realized, crap, we've got no one back on defense. And then Ravino, as you said, wins the 50-50, says thank you very much, and it gets themselves the lead here. Now the question is for Glenunga, can they continue to build on this lead? Because St. Michael, it's not that their offenses look bad, but Glenunga's defense has just looked impregnable in points.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, both of these teams are actually undefeated at the moment. That's something I forgot to say earlier, but yeah, you can see why. The gameplay has been pretty good between these two teams so far, and well, unless there's a team... Oh, how's that not gone in? I mean, I didn't think that was going to go in, but that one went a lot closer than I was expecting, so very unfortunate stuff for Fred Varley there, but yeah, that's what that was what I was about to say here. It just seems like St. Michael's, they've been completely unlucky, and finally Skits ends that streak and finally gets a goal to get the equalizer.
Yeah, Gold sets it up in the middle there, and Farsa is just a little bit too low. I think he's actually out of boost, which is why he's not able to actually contest. I had to rotate a little bit earlier than intended, realizes, damn it, I can't jump that high, and the goal does go through, which of course is, oh my lord, wait, really?
There we go.
Oh, that was a beautiful move. Instantly, St. Michael's 1-2 punch to get things going on the back of a really good kickoff for them.
Yeah, Faisal just had to play a little bit too late there, unfortunately for him. And, well, Fred Varley, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. And, well, he got the perfect chance to do it there. Nice little kickoff goal for him and St. Michael's to regain the lead. And now that pressure is just starting to build up here against Glenunga as Golden CD just slams that in just underneath the crossbar. And, well, in direct contrast to our last game, that is just dirty. Completely dirty, and as I was going to say, now it's going to be St. Michael's with the 2-goal lead here, but the difference is plenty of time for Glenunga to come back. There's still 3 minutes in this second game.
Yeah, but a shot like that is such a... Oh my lord, Fred! What a shot there. It would nip it past the what I was once saying as the unbreakable Glenunga defense here. Ball went a bit too high, and Pfizer just not able to make the connection there. Misses it a little bit. A 4-1 lead for St. Michael's in our second game here, Chris. There is still signs of hope for the Glenunga, but that fire is not burning very bright right now.
Yeah, the pressure seems to starting to get to him here a little bit on defense after, what, about a good 6 or 7 minutes overall in this series of pretty strong stuff. It's just pulling away from him a little bit, and their opponents who have finally gotten rid of the goal yips have just come to the fore as, well, Ravino, he wants to try and turn the tables here. He gets another goal just at the halfway mark, but still a long road here for Glenunga. But if Ravino can get goals like that and Faisal can just lift to what he was in game 1, then I think they can possibly do it.
It's still signs of hope, and again, because the goals from St. Michael's were scored so quickly, so early, there is still time to recover the game state. Which of course means there is time for St. Michael to get a couple rounds of offense here, but Zephyr looking for it, but the defense was just a little bit too proactive, and the turnaround, is anyone in the central? Yes, there is. Golden says thank you very much.
Yeah, Golden just wins 50-50 there. Faisal, it's not really in a spot to do too much to save it, so it does for Ravino, but again, he's on the handbrake. He can't really jump in time, so for Golden CD, he just gets that timing perfectly, and, well, the defenders can't really do anything about that play. So, yeah, well timed there from Golden to get the 5th goal up for St. Michael's, and well, 2 minutes remaining, and that could just prove the difference here, but you know Glenunga are not going to give up, so you never know, still might be possible, but it's getting harder and harder for this orange side.
Yeah, I'd say each 10-15 seconds a countdown. It doesn't feel like a lot, but it is just making it harder and harder for the comeback. Although the ball is dancing in the pocket, but not going to go in. A good clear comes out. St. Michael's looking like they want to try to do something with the ball there, but it's not going to matter. Zephyr clears it wide, and the timer keeps ticking down. Glenunga running out of time to salvage game number 2, and this could be the nail in the coffin for them.
Yep, Golan gets his hat trick, and that pretty much will wrap up game 2 here. I mean, he just places himself well. All the defenders are just caught in rotation, and they can't make it back in time. So, yeah, that's going to probably be the win now. All but confirmed for St. Michael's, and that means these 2 undefeated teams will have to go to a third and final game to see who will go 3-0 in the standings.
One for the money is Fred dancing on top of the ball, having a little bit of fun there. Zephyr trying to do a follow-up here. A minute, a bit over that, I should say, actually, remaining on the clock there. As both of these teams have shown remarkable offense and defense coming into the 2 games that we have seen so far. Glenunga's defense really impressed me in the previous games here, as so far though St. Michael's in game 2 has had a lovely blitz of offense, and number 1 coming through 7-2. Not quite the Brazil, but 7-2, as this game, as you say, Chris, is likely to wrap up.
Yeah, 5 goal difference with less than 50 seconds remaining. It's all but confirmed at this point, and yeah, as I was saying, or as you alluded to, the game 1 defense from Glenunga was pretty good, but in game 2 it's just fallen away here a little bit. But I did say a bit earlier here, it's also in part because St. Michael's have finally gotten those shots to go in. Game 1 at the start of game 2, it just always seemed to go a little bit too wide, a little bit too high for him, but now they've gotten rid of the yips, and well, they're just scoring at command here. Skits now picks up his own hat-trick. And well, 8-2, well, confidence-wise, it's not looking too good for Glenunga now.
Yeah, it can hurt a little bit, but I think in a game like this, you know that there's going to be a third game. I feel like you just sort of let this game go. You don't really worry about it, especially at this point. And you say, all right, that's fine. Just reset, make sure we're ready to go for the game after this one. Maybe treat this game as a little bit of practice. In a way, as the clock is ticking down. And Chris, this third and final game is going to be critical. Who will remain undefeated and who will have to get the L next to their name? Game number 3 will decide all of that between St. Michael's and Glenunga International High School.
Indeed, very strong stuff there from St. Michael's to come back in that fashion. Very dominant victory, and yeah, game 3. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, because if we see Glenunga return to what we saw in game 1, then they will have every single chance of coming back. But it just feels like the momentum for the Red Baron boys, St. Michael's, they've really, it's just really come to the fore here, and it's going to make their opponent's life pretty hellish heading in to this decider. So let's see how the players go as everyone joins to their respective side. Will it be Glenunga or will it be St. Michael's to go 3-0 in South Australia and the Northern Territory? We'll find out right now.
Yeah, let's dive right into it, Chris. The first kick of game 3 of 3. It's time to see who gets it. It looks potentially good for Glenunga, but they did not wish to commit too hard to the offense there. A good clear coming in from St. Michael's, but they are the ones who are forced to play defense for the first start of game 3. Oh god, this could be an opening.
It could be. There's no one back in defense here, but Skits a very tight line. A lot of pros even find that hard to get that shot off, so unfortunately for Skits not to get it, but it is a very high skill level attempt that not everyone can get. So it's still going to be 0-0 here, but he has another chance to set up. He just leaves it perfectly for his teammate, but there's no one there to follow through. He has to rotate back now to defense. Therefore, will get demoed, but Faisal can't continue to play on here, and that's why boost is so critical, because if you just run out of it and you go in a straight line, it's very easy for a defender to just come up behind and send you into the Nether realm. So we are seeing Glenunga get back onto the attack here, but those little mistakes just continue to add the pressure on here. Skit sets it up for goal and CD, but doesn't get a clean touch right here, and that should allow Zephyr to at the very least bring it into the midfield.
Yeah, we will see Glenunga looking to advance with the ball, but they are the ones who unfortunately lose control, at least for now. The midfield seems to be a place of particular interest as the first shoots it up. Skids is not able to make the connection there, and Glenunga start off game number 3 with the first goal.
Yeah, first goal there for game number 3, and will be Zephyr getting that one there. Just puts it up nicely into the top corner. Defender just this time the play there couldn't get any sort of contact onto the ball, and with no one else behind him, that ball pretty much just sailing in, and yeah, that will be Glenunga taking a very critical lead here early on. But as we saw in our last game, we do know that St. Michael's can get a fair few goals onto the board, and Skits, well, he's starting it off once again. A nice, easy attempt from the net for hit this time around, and he just taps it on in past 2 defenders.
Yeah, a little bit of vengeance after what we witnessed in that first goal there, drawing things up 1-1. 3:30 left on the clock here. Kick-off number 3 between these two teams. Remember, both these teams are undefeated. The winner of this gets to have a little bit of flex power over their opponent so far, as Rivoli trying to throw it up in the air, but Skits once again trying to keep the ball in his team's control, trying to keep his team on the offense.
Yeah, just trying to do that, but eventually they will lose the ball. But they do have a chance to pick it back up in the midfield. No, they won't. Ravino forces the issue here, but once again, Glenunga, they go for that one attempt, and they just can't keep possession here. This is looking very good now for Golden CD, as he just plops that one in. Skits has to finish off the play, but still, good teamwork there from St. Michael's to get that second goal. As we look at the replay here, Ravino bumps off Golden. Good rotation for Zephyr to try and get back in time, but we can just see Skits forcing the issue, slamming it on in, and well, that's St. Michael's back into the lead here, 2-1 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, and that could have been bad if Ravino didn't get any contact to that.
Yeah, and talking about Golden, I must say, Chris, I've been very impressed with how Golden has been playing this game. I want to say the same about Skits, but unfortunately a few too many goals have slipped past our man in blue there. So Golden doing really, really well for the side of St. Michael's, but counterpart on the side of Glenunga, Ravino, I think has done really well, and he might have just set up. Oh, Zephyr not able to follow it up, but the 1-2-3 not enough. Fighting up for him. There he goes, finally able to secure the goal.
Ravino did all that work to set it up. Would have been a disaster if it wasn't finished off there. Zephyr just playing underneath the post, able to swing back in time to get that final touch. Puts it up on high where the defender can't reach it, and, well, it didn't get that goal. Glenunga, that could have possibly be their night done, but they keep things alive, and now it's 2-2, but once again, they want to try and get this ball out of defense as quickly as they can here, because Skits, he's looking for a center play. He drops it down to Fred Varley, and he just sneaks it on in. Once again, past 2 defenders, and that's going to be the lead straight back over to St. Michael's.
When you get Skits on offense, man, it is terrifying what he can do to set up his team. There, as we see, the perfect setup for Fred. That gives them a 3-2 lead. 2 minutes left on the clock, but this game is far from over. Neither of these teams are going to give any chance. St. Michael's with another bit of an offense there with Skits setting up for the ball. This could be it for Fred, but not able to make the connection.
Very hard shot for Fred Varley to try and send that one in there. Makes a good attempt, but just unable to finish it off here. That could have been a 2-goal lead, but as I said, hard one here, and they might just find it here. Golden, though, just interrupted there by Zephyr, and now Ravino takes the ball. A long ranger here, but easily saved by Skits, who gets back with plenty of time to spare. Zephyr now tries to set up once again. Faisal sends it up on high where Fred Varley is, so he just puts it into the corner. Ravino loses possession, so Fred Varley continues pushing forward. 1-2, but sends it wide. Gibbs is there to try and get the ball on attack, and we know he can set up some amazing attempts. So this time around, Ravino sends out a booming clear. Zephyr can't get the touch, but Ravino, he can't touch it as well there, as Skitch just puts it back onto the attack here for St. Michael's.
Yeah, for now, but it looks like there will be this side of Glenunga securing the ball, dribbling it down. Ravino trying to see what he can, but Fred making it trouble. Skits in the corner, but there's no one actually in the goal right now. They opened it up. Skits, though, able to recover it. Fred on the backup to keep anything from happening. And now Skits decides, you know what? Offense time, baby. I get the demo, I get the shot, and my teammate gets the goal.
And Skit does everything there to set it up once again here. I mean, just he doesn't go for the ball on that defense as well. He goes for Ravino because he knows that if he just knocks out Ravino, no one else around him, and that attempt is dead in the water. He does that. His teammates clear it out for him once again, and then he just sets it up perfectly for Golden CD, who gets yet another goal here. And with 44 seconds remaining here, after what we saw in game 1, St. Michael's have rallied very, very well here, and they might just be on the precipice of being 3-0 in the SA and NC division. But Ravino trying his best, but once again, Skits playing out of his mind in game 3 gets yet another save.
Yeah, but I've seen crazier things. Just 2 goals, 20 seconds. It is always a possibility, but it needs to happen now. With Skits' interception, the chances of recovery for Glenunga have, unfortunately for the team, been dashed and crushed.
Yeah, and this has pretty much just turned into the Skits show in game number 3. He has been pretty much everywhere on that ball, in defense, in the midfield, on assists, and even in goals. So, yeah, he's just led his team into what has turned into a dominant 2-1 victory here over Glenunga, who will fall to 2-1 in the division table. Meanwhile, for their opponents, they'll stay undefeated here at 3-0 as soon as the ball hits the ground.
Yeah, but it's simply a formality at this point, Chris. That is going to be the game done and dusted here with a very impressive showing from St. Michael's here on the blue side. Celebrating, dancing around a little bit there as they claim the victory over their opponents of Glenunga. But I don't think it's like this was a very well fought game between these two teams here. A lot of back and forth. Game number 1 going in favor of Glenunga, and then St. Michael's able to recover the situation rather well in the second game, 8-2 in game number 2, which was just a fantastic turnaround after what happened in game number 1.
Yeah, indeed. And well, that's pretty much come from Skits as well, who will be our MVP for this series. I mean, game 1, he did have a fair few errors there, but in game 2 and 3, he has rallied very, very well. And I mean, that third game especially, I mean, you just have to look at what he did. 4 shots, 3 goals, 2 assists, and 2 saves. So 100% goal participation right there, and fair few saves booted as well. Plus a fair few good plays in the midfield. But with that, we will go to a break, and we'll be on a half-hour break here as we wait for our 6 o'clock game, which will be from New South Wales and Caringbah taking on Hawker College. So come back in half an hour's time for that game, and until then, see you soon.